So you want to start your own lifestyle brand, and you're wondering, how do I even begin? Well, this video will definitely give you the answers. So you want to be the next lifestyle brand? Well, listen up. The hard truth is that most lifestyle brands fail. So if you want to be one of the successful few, then you're going to want to keep watching. Today, I'm going to show you the 4-step system that we use to build 6-figure brands. Then I'll show you who you need to become as the leader of your lifestyle brand, of the leader of your movement, of the leader of your brand. And last, I'll take you behind the scenes and show you how Visibility Hacking Studios generates recurring revenue from our multi-channel brands. The first thing you need to do when you're developing your lifestyle brand is to understand your customer's journey. You have to understand who they are, where they're moving, why they're moving, and what they're moving towards. Well, I'm going to show you our simple 4-step process to uncovering that entire story. The first thing you need to do is to uncover your people. You need to identify who your people are. So, we do a lot of this. We talk a lot about customer avatars. Who is your person? What are they doing? Are they sitting in their car listening to podcasts as they drive home from a job that they absolutely hate? Or are they energized during the day because they're working towards something, building a business or pushing a movement or a cause that they are so deeply passionate about? Those are two very different people, and speaking to each of them is going to require a different type of message. So understand who your people are. My favorite way of going through this brainstorming exercise is to literally think about people I know or might know and fill out all of the different parts of their character that would mold to creating our perfect ideal customer. So start with a base, start with a framework, start with a baseline, a rough copy of someone you might already know. Maybe they are already one of your customers. And then any information that you don't already have from this person, you can fill in and add and amend and add life to that character. Because once we start speaking directly to that person, directly to that attractive character, we're able to create messaging that actually resonates to more than just that one person we're speaking to. I used to work in a now defunct photo store. We started hundreds of years ago or 100 years ago doing photo developing. So people would drop off their film rolls and we'd develop them and give them pictures. And then eventually we molded into doing it in the digital world. And we had these really cool processing machines in our lab that were able to produce these really high quality prints that were archive proof, etc., etc. And then in the front of the store, we sell photo frames and cameras and all of those accessories to help make those photos happen. And the new owners of our store decided that they were going to go through this big branding process. And it was fascinating because they decided on our customer avatar. She's a middle-aged woman named Kate, and she has a ton of family. She loves to take photos, but she doesn't always have the time to either decorate or to really curate or scrapbook. But she does want that same impact and those same memories to be remembered. And going through to all of these different stores and how they interpreted the Kate model was really fascinating. How Kate evolved in the inner city is very different than the way that Kate evolved in suburbia, but they were speaking to that same ideal customer. So when you identify who your dream customer is, you can start to create products and messages and content that is really going to resonate with your people. The second thing you need to do is to identify your ideal world. What is that tangible result? Once they've gone through your program or they've gone through your program or your diet or your course or whatever it is you're putting out there, what is it who do they become? What is it that they see on the other side? Is there literally a new mindset shift that they take on? Do they start to really see the world in a different way? What is that change for them? Is it now because they've lost those hard 20 pounds, they're going to ignite their confidence? And now because they've been able to write that first book and get it published, they're able to see themselves with a circle of like-minded authors that they never would have been able to sit at that table previously. What is that new world, and what does it look like for your people? Because the next part of it, step number 3, is to help understand if your people are moving towards something that is pleasurable, like sitting at that table with all the other published authors that they never would have had access to if they hadn't become a published author. They're moving towards something that's exciting, towards pleasure. Or are they moving away from pain? Are they that guy that's stuck commuting from a job that he absolutely hates? And he's really starting to find that passion to start his side hustle, for example, and you're helping him understand how to start up his business and move it forward so he can quit his 9-to-5. He's moving away from something painful, whereas our author is moving towards something of pleasure. Neither is right or wrong. We just need to understand when we're developing that customer avatar. We're understanding where we're going to take, we understand the character, we understand where we're going to take the character, and now we're understanding what is motivating the movement that's happening. Once we understand what motivates someone, or what gets them moving forward, what starts the momentum, then we can help them continue the momentum going. The hardest thing is getting started. So once we can find what is starting that momentum, we can help lean into that, and we can create great change and great movement once it's already gotten started. And the final thing that we need to make sure that we're thinking of are the actual results we can get people. How we get them those results. What is the system we're using to create those results? When you're creating a brand, you need to understand that you are creating a system or a process for your people to make a change in their life. You need to see that change. You need to have a system for people to follow in order for them to achieve the results that you have promised them. So if you're a entrepreneur, if you're starting a business for solopreneurs, then what kind of result are your people going to get? What is it? We talk about claiming our identity and things like that, but that's later on. We need to understand what is the actual system, what are the steps, and how are you actually getting people results? I'm super curious. Let me know in the comment section below. What is your ideal world that you're getting your people? Tell us about your customer avatar. Who is your Kate? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious. And visibility hackers, throw some ideas at each other. I want to start this conversation going, because so many of us get stuck on the idea of these foundational thoughts, these boring, hard work kind of ideas that don't necessarily see a direct connection to creating fruit, right? All these back-end jobs, they can be easy to skip, but I don't want you to skip them. So if you're stuck on something, if you're finding that you have an obstacle when you're trying to come up with your customer avatar, well, definitely let us know in the comment section, and let's start helping people move through those barriers. Hey, maybe your ideal Kate, maybe your Kate is somewhere in the comment section, and we would love to connect you guys. All right, I promised you that we would talk about who you need to become in order to be worthy of being followed. A lifestyle brand that is going to be successful is going to be pinned to a success story. And many times, if you can become that top result, that ideal person within that brand ambassador, if you will, then you're able to get quicker results for your people. Your brand will skyrocket. But first, you need to become worthy of being followed. You need to become that attractive character that your people are going to follow. They're going to want to follow. So the first thing that you need to think about is, who are you and how do you embody the characteristics, the manifesto, the underlying core values of your brand? How do you live those in your life? How do you show those in your day-to-day? Start capturing those, start sharing those with your people, because it's that part of your story that's going to position you as the attractive character. If you hide behind a brand logo, or if you hide behind your brand all the time without actually showing the flesh and blood of that brand, without actually showing those values that entrench your brand, then people are going to tune out. Our brains are actually tuned to want to connect to other humans. So when you personify, when you give that character, that person, that human heart, if you will, to your brand, that will help move your whole brand forward, move the lifestyle forward, move the following that you have, move your influence, move your authority forward. So become that attractive character. Embody your brand in the way that you live your life and capture those moments so that people can share them. And then you also need to be connecting to other associated brands or entrepreneurs or businesses that are associated in that same realm. Because if we want to raise the tides and have success for all people within that share our lifestyle, then we need to make sure that we're helping raise the tide waters. We can't just have one person find success and one brand find success. If we want to create lasting legacy, we need to understand that we need to build the ecosystem of success. Understanding our ecosystem comes from connecting to other people who are also on that same mission. You might be running a gym, for example. You might be solely focused on helping people with their physical health, their mental health, their bodies, right? Very, very tuned into our bodies. But you might also find that connecting to a business that has to do with dance may actually be something that creates, well, in the big world, they would say synergy, but creates a sense of connection, a place for collaboration, a collaborative opportunity is what we call them in visibility hacking. If you have that moment where you guys can connect and create a new product or an experience or a piece of content that's of value to both of your communities, that's when you're going to start leveling those tidewaters higher and higher together. So understand who you need to become to be worthy of being followed, and understand how you can connect to others to help raise those tidewaters together. That is how you're going to not only establish yourself as a successful lifestyle brand, but you're also going to bring your people with you and grow that brand over time. If you're a coach, a speaker, a visionary entrepreneur, and you want to lead a really awesome brand, be it for your coaching practice or an online course that you're creating, or your lifestyle brand, your clothing brand, whatever you want. If you want to level up your influence, your authority, and your income online, then I definitely recommend that you subscribe to my channel. I'm on a journey to build a community, a tribe of like-minded visionary entrepreneurs, and I want you along for the journey. Every week I release new videos that focus on building that authority, that income, and that influence in ways that are easy to do. We take big budget strategies and we break them down so that you can do them in your own basement if that's where you are in your business. Make sure you subscribe. I want to see you along for the journey. Finally, we're going to talk about products and actually having that long-lasting success. How do you actually create the things that are going to propel your brand forward so that your lifestyle brand isn't just a fancy website and a really great logo and a tight marketing campaign? We need to actually have some substance behind it. So previously I talked about understanding what the actual ideal world is, what the results you can get your people are, right? So now let's talk nitty gritty. Let's talk about developing solutions, developing those products. So if we're listening to our communities, we have 2 ears, 1 mouth. We should be listening twice as much as we're putting out content into the world, right? And we need to be listening specifically for the pain points and the problems that our people are encountering. When we do that, we're able to tie our products to those solutions. So if we understand that our guy who's working his 9 to 5, he listens to podcasts on his commute home from the job that he absolutely hates, but he wants to start a side hustle. He wants to start moving his business in his side hustle into a state where he can actually maybe quit his job. He wants to go in that growth, that early growth stage. He wants to move forward towards that. So we understand what his pain points are. We understand what he doesn't like. We understand what obstacles are and what restraints he has on his reality. And we know where he wants to be. We know that he wants to quit his 9 to 5 and he wants his job, or he wants his side hustle to become his full-time passion project. So we understand where he's going, we understand what he wants, we understand restrictions around him, and we can start creating solutions that fit his needs. So maybe we're not going to give him a 2-day full immersive experience where he has to, or a 5-day full immersive experience where he has to take time off work, right? Because he doesn't necessarily have that luxury. But what he does have is he has an hour-long commute to and from work every single day that we can give him incredible content on his podcast, or in a podcast format, or as a paid product, we can do an audio course or something that he can consume within the restrictions that he has on his life, on his time, on his space, on his being, right? We can fit within those restrictions. We can create a solution that helps him get to his ideal world, and we do it in a way that meets him where he is. When we create products and solutions with that mindset, we're actually able to be not only a solution in the market, someone else who's going to help business owners get from 0 to 10K, right? We're not just another one of those. We become the best and only solution for that specific customer. And when you have niched down correctly, you understand who your dream customers are, you understand how to message to them appropriately, and you create solutions that are directly tied to their actual pain points. Then you're able to create a brand that's going to last the test of time. As you continue this process, as you continue to listen to your people where they are and get more and more granular on the information you have on these dream customers, then you're able to create a lasting legacy of a brand that's going to continue and evolve throughout time. You're not just creating a stagnant, looks good right now, but is totally out of touch in 5 years brand. You're creating a brand that's going to last the test of time. And if you're curious to know more about the strategies that you can put into place in your brand that'll help you build something that is going to last the test of time, I want you to join me for the Visibility Hacking Secrets training. It's absolutely free and it covers all of the basics that you need to understand when you're developing your visibility strategy. This will skyrocket your influence, your authority, and ultimately your income online. So click the link in the description box because I want to see what you guys do with it.